We've all seen some form of beauty pageants before, whether it's overbearing moms putting fake teeth on their 5-year-olds or Donald Trump commenting on the Miss USA contestants' swimsuits. But when did this contest of pitting women against each other truly begin?
As we all know, holding women to specific standards and constantly judging them based on physical features is a tale as old as time. But the first organized beauty pageant didn't come until 1854, when P.T. Barnum, yes, the creator of the circus, organized a contest centered around beauty. Barnum's pageants weren't very prominent in society, but as time progressed, more and more contests popped up around the globe. This eventually led to the first Miss America pageant in 1921.
Beauty pageants have a long history of controversy, stemming from the first contest revolving only around physique. Contestants would model in their swimsuits and get evaluated solely based on that. Many believe that due to the focus being on contestants' physical beauty, pageants lead to the degradation of women. Most people don't see pounds of makeup, perfectly curled hair, high heels, and a swimsuit strutting around a stage being judged by men as empowering. Trump exemplified these stereotypes when he personally inspected the Miss USA contestants
and one by one looking us over like we were pieces of meat,
and even violated their privacy by parading around their dressing rooms.
Well, I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
like
everything is good.
This toxic behavior exhibited by the, at the time, owner of the Miss USA pageant was only setting a precedent for how the public should view the contestants and the contest as a whole.
No viewer of the highly publicized television event was valuing these women for their brains or talents, but strictly for their looks, since that is what the contest valued. This image of perfectly mannered and groomed woman became the standard and started to manipulate the minds of women across America. Soon, there were pageants for every age range and popular TV shows showing the behind the scenes of these toxic environments, like Toddlers and Tiaras. Is putting so much emphasis on physical beauty and pitting young girls against each other really what we want to be teaching our children?
But despite the sexist roots of this world, pageants have greatly evolved. In recent years, they dropped the swimsuit category to focus more towards valuing intelligence and philanthropic efforts. We can see this through the humanitarian question category. Yes, we've seen our fair share of fails.
Recent polls have shown a fifth of Americans can't locate the U.S. on a world map. Why do you think this is?
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education, such as in South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere such as, and I believe that they should, our education over here in the U.S. should help the U.S. or should help South Africa and should help the Iraq and the Asian countries, so we will be able to build up our future for our children.
But if you have been watching in recent years, we can see that the questions really challenge the contestants to think on the spot.
Right now there's a protest going on right outside here calling the Miss Universe pageant disrespectful of women. Convince them that they're wrong.
I think pageants like the Miss Universe pageant gives us young women a platform to foray into the fields that we want to and forge ahead, be it entrepreneurship, be it the armed forces, be it politics. It gives us a platform to voice our choices and opinions and makes us strong, independent that we are today. Thank you.
They range from politics to the environment and to how they would use their platform to create an impact. In the 2020 Miss America competition, the first ever science experiment was showcased as a talent, and this contestant won. Pageants are one of the biggest providers of scholarships, which directly contrasts the idea that they degrade women.
So maybe the majority of viewers of the high-profile pageants like Miss America, Miss USA, or Miss Universe are only watching to judge the women, while they sit at home in their sweatpants. And yes, many factors of the elite competitions are rooted in triggering rules, such as women not being allowed to be married, divorced, have kids, or an abortion in their past. But there is no doubt that pageants can open up women to a field of helping humanity and living out their dreams. So it's really up to you, the viewer. How do you perceive these women? How do you talk about them? Do you discuss their humanitarian efforts or the color of their evening gown?